Hello and welcome to Last Place Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Ryan. I'm here with my co-hosts Ethan and Josh. We are here to talk about week 2. This is our week 2 review, going over the Sunday afternoon games. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this week?
We got some stuff to talk about for week 2. We're starting to see some narratives being formed around certain players, either proving our off-season analysis or disproving it, but another exciting week of football.
Shades of week 15 last year.
It's as I won't say it's exactly like week 15 where it like crushed your soul, but it's getting as weird as week 15. It's getting close.
Yeah, I will be the first one to admit some of my predictions for this year did not go very well. It was not great at all. So, I'm looking forward to what is new this year in like some schemes and some players that we really didn't think would be effective fantasy relevant players. Seeing them transition from being not very relevant to like superstars. The first game that we're going to be talking about, Chargers and Chiefs. Herbert, my boy. Hurt.
Yeah, he is hurt.
I know he looked good on a couple of those throws.
Oh yeah, quarterback
at the end of the
duel,
game.
like literally Mahomes' go-ahead the touchdown that tied the game is a thing of beauty. Like holy crap.
Well, he threw the game away when he threw that pick six. But...
Oh, for Herbert,
yeah, but he was pretty stellar up until that point, But that it sucks that you end the game on that note. But
still a pretty solid performance from him. Mike Williams, basically, if anyone was worried, it's okay. DeAndre Carter is actually a bigger presence. Like that's actually an actual reality now. Josh Palmer did good in Keenan Allen's as Keenan Allen's replacement, but I'm kind of surprised with Gerald Everett and DeAndre Carter, honestly.
Yeah, Gerald Everett was a surprise to me, just how much volume he got. It was pretty awesome seeing him out there. He was a streaming option for a lot of people. This week.
Yeah. Hey, good for him.
Yeah, personally, I say he's going to be a mustache right now, considering. We'll talk about it later. Kittle didn't play this week, which we knew was a possibility, but now,
we kind of figured it was coming. With
how limited the tight end room is, like you need to find a guy, and then now Dalton Schultz got hurt at the end of the game. So now it's like, I think Gerald Everett is the one where you can actually like throw in your lineup and just kind of run with it.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And we'll get into the whole Herbert injury, and
the injury
go into him in depth in our news and injury podcast. That'll come out
in terms of
Saturday.
Recap. He did great other than the pick.
Yeah,
other than the interception that cost him the game. He did great.
And you know what I was surprised about on the Chiefs side of the ball, Kelsey was not used a lot.
No,
like he was their leading, he did get the most receptions on the team, and the most targets.
And the most targets.
But and the most targets. But
I really think sorry.
Mahomes spread the ball around pretty well. No, you're good.
Really did. I was gonna say that the Chargers
it's all scheme.
It's all scheme.
At this point, it's all scheme.
Yeah, the Chargers literally said Travis Kelce will not beat us. And it took everyone else to beat the Chargers. And I think that the Chargers can live with that. But
the Chargers beat themselves.
Yeah, they really did beat themselves because they were up for so long, for so much of the game. But the fact is, like, the best thing about Kelce is that on a day where he is schemed against to the extreme, he can still get you 10 fantasy points. Like that's the best thing about Kelce.
Oh yeah, that's
like a little half win for you.
Yeah,
that's why he has a very low floor, no matter what he's at. he's doing because
I mean,
he's
I
a
was
favorite
more
target of Mahomes.
right. I was more interested in CEH just absolutely smashing them.
Yeah, he did really well. You know, eight carries for 74 yards.
Great. That's great. That's over 8 yards.
That's crazy good. Yeah.
4
That's crazy
receptions
good.
for 44 yards.
Yeah, so like that's the big thing I actually want to talk about is that CEH is getting the receiving work finally. And that I think that's the blessing in disguise that Tyree Hill is no longer there. So I'm like really excited to see how CEH is used in this like literally dual phase role that he's in. Now, as far as another running back, I do want to talk about that we've kind of known to be rushing and receiving, and I'm kind of getting concerned is Eckler.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'd be concerned yet. Yeah, I'm going to take that because he's my guy, and I've been watching them. My thing with Eckler is, for whatever reason, the scripts for this year just seem very, I don't know, very bland. There's not much mix up. There's not much anything going with it. I don't really know how to describe it. It just looks vanilla run game, like power dive, and they're just like reading him, and they're not involving him too much in the pass game because they're trying to save his body. So, I mean, I'm not super worried, but he's not going to explode.
I think it's in a weird situation just because it's like a lot of these teams that you saw did not have any starters in the preseason whatsoever. So in a weird way, week 1, week 2 becomes preseason. But then the issue is that you're getting all these primetime games to start. So now like all the lights are on, like we're like, oh man, Bills, Rams, or like, oh man, Chargers, Chiefs. And then you're just like, okay, that was kind of a decent game plan. Like, and the only one who's really I've seen do like adjustments and like do some interesting stuff, not crazy innovation when it comes to offensive play calling. And again, I'll talk about it later. I thought what Miami did was really excellent. But as far as Chargers Chiefs, like,
and the only other scheme I'll say that's been excellent too is Falcons, because Arthur Smith is carrying this roster and Mariota is letting them down. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get that in a bit.
So our next matchup is the Dolphins versus the Ravens.
Oh,
now I'm gonna go ahead and
we're starting off with that one already.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass us off. Get rip. You got to rip the Band-Aid, Richter.
All right, so everybody settle in. This is gonna be a 30-minute TED talk.
I'm gonna pass it off to Josh.
Hold on, let me sit back.
You've got 2 minutes. Go.
What the heck? That's how I'm going to say it. So, all right, honestly, the big thing, I have to give massive props to the Dolphins because how Mike McDaniel adjusted midway was incredible, because what he did is, I mean, Tua was kind of going forwards and they're going vertical with the ball. And McDaniel said, we're just going to go horizontal. We're going to confuse them with motion, because the big thing that was the issue, what did we say in news injury? Marlon Humphrey was hurt. Brandon Stevens didn't play. And Marcus Peters was on the snap count. So then you got Jalen, Waddle, and Tyree Hill going up against 3 rookie DBs. That's a recipe for disaster. What no one expected, however, was just this giant downfall. Lamar played an incredible game. In our league, he got 50 points, and no one's going to remember it because Tyree Hill and Jalen Waddle combined for 85 or I think almost 90 points. It was insane. But I have a bigger issue right now. And then that is the Ravens can't run the ball to save their life. Yes, the stats will say 155 yards. One play came off of a 79-yard touchdown run by Lamar. But besides that, the running backs combined for 14 carries for 28 yards. Not Kenyon Drake, not Mike Davis, and not Justice Hill have been able to actually gain a foothold onto the starting running back position. If the Ravens can't figure that out, expect a major shakeup. Like Greg Roman getting fired or anything like that. I'm not going to say that yet. I just find that to be the most discouraging thing out of all of this. But as far as I haven't even gone to Andrews was fine. He was actually really good as far as fantasy goes. Lamar was incredible. Bateman again having this explosive ability. I'm just impressed with. Whew, I try to get as much as I can in there.
Okay, you can breathe now. You can breathe now.
Okay, thank you.
So Lamar Jackson had a career day,
Yes.
318 through the air for 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 9 carries for
I should have never.
119 yards
I shouldn't have given you
for
Lamar.
Yeah.
for 1 touchdown. A career day. Like
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball, this was just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Bateman 4 catches for 108 and 1 touchdown. Mandrews
Yeah.
9 catches for 104 and a touchdown. The only
That's my tight end.
underwhelming piece of this offense was Kenyon Drake. 6 touches for 8 yards, and that's it.
Well, the
8
thing is,
yards.
Mike Davis wasn't doing anything better either. The issue is that the O-line, it just cannot, it's just not working right now. I don't know exactly what to do, but when your offensive coordinator is like based in the run game, that's concerning. Now, I will give him, here's what I'll give him credit. The Ravens can compete throwing the ball without a doubt. But this is, I think, the injuries of 2020 and 2021 still haunting them.
Yeah.
But it has to get fixed soon because the Ravens are not going to be able to compete long enough. And the wheels
they can't
fall off again.
Lamar Jackson cannot
Aaron Jones.
carry this team. Yeah, cannot carry this.
Well, it'll
team
be
on
like
his
last year.
back
He'll
the
get injured
entire
again.
season.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the Ravens won't be able to do anything. So that is a concern. I think their production right now, passing wise, is awesome. Rushing,
Bateman.
great. I think when Dobbins comes back, I think he'll be a producer. Maybe not great, but I think he'll do better than Kenyon Drake.
Oh, without a doubt.
Who I wanted to talk about on the other side of the ball, obviously the 2 main stars of that offense, Jalen, Waddle, and Tyree, both combined for 22 receptions, over, I think it was 350 yards.
Yep.
361 yards and 4 touchdowns.
It's absurd.
Yeah,
it was absurd.
Insane.
Hill had 190. Waddle had 171.
171, and they both had 2 touchdowns.
It was
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I will say though, I'm impressed with Waddle because Waddle's been getting open on his own. Obviously, Tyreek Hill's having like all the shot plays, but Waddle has been like such a really good route runner though.
Yeah, I'd love to share the text I sent to Josh when Waddle caught the game-winning touchdown, but I don't think it's appropriate for the podcast.
Because I kind of, you know what? I'm just not going to say what I did. I was upset.
It was something to the effect of he waddled away with some other words, but
yeah, no. But I will say, Bateman also had a really good day.
He did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which I think, here's the thing, like I knew he was going to be good, but like coming out of the gate this good is like, that makes me excited about what the Ravens offense can be. Now, as soon as J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards get back and Ronnie Stanley, that's where I think the offense will succeed. But I would just say, as far as fantasy is concerned, do not trust a single Ravens running back until J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards return. Cut bait with all of them.
Even then, just hold on to them.
Yeah, it was funny because before the matchup,
right off the bat, they're not
before the matchup. Josh texted me, he's like, "Should I put Kenyon Drake?" And I was like, "Dude, don't do that to yourself."
Yeah.
Don't let the Ravens fanboy win.
No, it almost did because I was like, I'm intrigued, but I didn't, and I ended up with a good decision. I think.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
No, you made the right decision.
So I just want to let all of our viewers know, we're right now we're recording during Sunday Night Football. So if we seem a little distracted during our podcast,
we are.
That's why. We're splitting
this is
our
like
time.
We're kind of stealing from what the Manning brothers do at, you know, how they watch Monday Night Football together. That's basically what we're doing with our Sunday night.
Yeah, essentially
this
is
just like
this is a family event,
it.
Right?
It is. It's a family event.
This is a family event.
So speaking of a previous Raven, so moving on to our next matchup, Jets versus
God.
I
Browns.
see what he did.
Flacco had an amazing game.
Dude,
Amazing game,
ooh,
man.
They came out of
307 yards.
nowhere.
Yeah, 307 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
So I
That
have
was
a
great, man.
yeah, it
Go
was
ahead.
great. I was about to say Garrett Wilson. You might want
real
to start.
deal?
I think so. You might want to start stashing him now. It seems like
Yeah.
he's
Oh yeah,
really
8
taken
receptions,
over.
102 yards, 2
Well,
touchdowns. I mean, he
yeah,
might be
and
okay.
Well, he was
And I
also
also
he was
go
also
ahead, go
really.
ahead.
I was going to say he was also really good last week. Now
Mhm.
the Ravens defense just kind of took over
He's
last
okay.
week, but he
Yeah.
was getting open. That's what I was seeing, and I was like, okay, once those start going to him, it's going to be good.
Yeah,
And then he got 14 targets today.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and Corey Davis, 2 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown. That's decent production. I mean, it's not much volume, but it's good
Yeah.
production with what he
how
got.
many targets?
And I
did he
just
get?
want to I want to
He got 4 targets.
I want to ask I want to ask you guys this. Elijah Moore, who? We did not see him hardly at all today. He got 3 receptions
3
for
for
40
41.
yards.
3 for
Yeah,
41,
5 targets.
and 5 targets. So it really
Where
feels
was
like
the guy that shined last year? Was it just because he was the only one on the roster
Nah,
worth
no.
having?
Yep.
See,
Yes.
I don't.
Yes. Garrett Wilson killed him.
I don't think so. I just think. I honestly don't want to believe that because he was kind of quarterback proof last year. So that's
Yeah.
where it's like, okay. And then even then, he was with Corey Davis for the most part. And then until Corey Davis got out, I think they're just trying to figure things out because I think the Jets have kind of just been in like almost catching up because they had Zach Wilson. I mean, Zach Wilson, the Elijah Moore connection. We are hearing that in training camp. Zach Wilson gets hurt, and now it's Flacco. And so that's where it's an interesting thing. I do think, though, they will have to scheme up for Elijah Moore soon, like sooner rather than later. So
for sure.
but he's such a good talent to where I'm like, keep him now. Don't start him yet until you see one good week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I agree. And then with the Jets, the 2-headed snake that they got in their backfield, Breece Hall and Michael Carter.
You want to know something interesting, Ryan?
They were fairly like even on the split, and I liked the work that both of them got.
Not fairly even,
but
dead even as far as carries. They both had 7 carries.
But Breece Hall was much more efficient.
Exactly. That's the thing you want to see.
No.
So that's where I said for everyone who is panicking about Breece Hall, it's coming.
Yeah, but Carter also got all of the passing work, or most of the passing work.
But that was Carter's role even last year. So that doesn't surprise me. But if you're needing like the main bell cow kind of guy, Breece Hall's going to be that dude.
Yeah. And I'm just biding my time, letting him sit in either my flex or my bench, and just biding my time until he's he's a RB1 or even a low end RB2.
One day when he grows up,
I'd settle for that. Yeah, when he grows up to be a big boy,
yeah.
Then I'll put him in my running back 2 slot. But the other side of the ball, the Browns, Chubb, 3 touchdowns, 87 yards.
I mean, that's pretty much what we were talking about preseason of like either Chubb's going to carry this team or they're going to lose.
And right now it's Chubb's carrying the team.
Yeah, it is. Chubb is carrying the team, but I mean, also Amari Cooper did pretty well today.
Yeah,
9 receptions for 101 yards and a touchdown.
They literally
off of 10 targets,
which that's way different than what we saw last week. So that was a thing to where it's like
flipped.
They kind of went, ooh, maybe we should use him.
Yeah, and I was really surprised at the flip from DPJ too, because he only got 1 target all game today.
Do you think this is by design from Cleveland, or do you think we're just going to go with and see who gets open? And then
no, it's by design.
maybe.
It's just
maybe.
it's just
we'll
too
see in time.
it's just two extremes. That's where I'm like, maybe.
Because I
Maybe
mean,
they're-
that's not unusual for coaches to manufacture and scheme up touches for their guys.
Yeah.
Like most, especially in the NFL, you develop touch charts. So you're tracking how much targets and how much your dudes have touched the ball. So I'm sure
Mhm.
last week they're like, hey, Amari did not get enough work. Like we're gonna get a touch chart going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because they're paying him quite a bit,
Yeah.
to be
I mean,
there.
if I'm paying
So-
somebody $70 million,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him on the touch chart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they want to get him involved, and I'm just really surprised at DPJ. I'm
And-
surprised that he only got one look.
I'm
and that's it.
disappointed because he's better than that.
I just
He
think
is.
I just do think it coaching just is weird at the moment. If there's any constant, is that Nick Chubb's going to run the ball, and
Yep.
It's that
we're
the Cleveland coaching staff is trash. That's the
not
constant.
not as trash as they have been in the past, Hugh Jackson.
Yeah.
But
This is true.
but it's definitely there's a lot left to be desired.
Yeah. And the split between Chubb and Hunt wasn't that far apart. Like
No. There
I
is something
like that.
interesting though that doesn't really happen all that much. Nick Chubb got
What?
more targets and catches than Kareem Hunt today.
I know. Yeah, I
That
just
is odd.
noticed that. It's like it's interesting.
Well, they started using him on a lot of screen passes just
Yeah.
because it was working.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's if that happens, good luck.
Yeah, Chubb owners. Yeah, you're gonna have fun with that. So moving on to our next matchup.
Oh, Rogers going down.
Commanders.
Get destroyed, buddy. Yes,
Oh,
Commanders.
yeah.
Let's
Oh,
do it.
boy.
Yep, he got hit. So moving on to our next one.
Everybody like that.
Commanders versus Lions.
This game should not have been
Dude,
this
this was
close.
It was a barn burn. It was
This was-
surprisingly entertaining.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
entertaining. I loved the look of this new Lions offense. I don't know.
There,
It's
Bro,
just fun.
Everyone, listen, all of us, Amon Ra, Saint
Yeah.
all hail the sun god.
Browners are just superior.
Oh my gosh.
I feel bad for
Josh,
trading
I
him,
know.
but I also don't feel bad because Waddle just scored
Yeah.
43 points. today.
Exactly. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for trading him.
Oh, and Amon
Right.
Ra only scored 40. Oh, he's
Yeah.
beneath you.
Yeah.
No.
oh.
No,
No. It was
honestly,
good.
it's I will say that's been the most even trade I think that has happened in our league is
Yeah.
between you and me, Ryan.
Yeah, honestly, like it was a pretty even trade. At least into week 2, we're seeing it as a fairly even trade.
Yeah, I will say
We'll see as we go on.
Goff and Wentz were very serviceable as far as fantasy
Yeah.
today. Very interesting
Really good.
enough. Yeah.
Once is a surprisingly good quarter. I think he's at quarterback. Is it 4 right now or 3? Something
Yeah,
like that?
he's 3 or
Really?
4 right now. Well, and he will
Good
probably
streaming
go
option.
down. Yeah. Well, I've been. What did we say during our preview, Ryan? Is that hey, if you had Dak and he went down, Wentz is a pretty good option.
Yeah, for sure.
Good
Yeah,
take. That's a good take right there.
yeah, Wentz. And there was
I was in here, so
there was a couple of others.
Yeah.
But definitely Wentz is a good streaming option if you have a QB that's out. Say Herbert. Not many people are gonna put Wentz on their bench. He's probably gonna be on
Yeah.
waivers. Like I don't know about you guys, but I don't really stash QBs unless they're high I don't know, high scoring QBs consistently.
So
I don't stash them.
I would like to bring something up because I went. So for the first time I've ever done this in fantasy, I went counter to that ideal. I had 3 quarterbacks I was looking for: Kyler, Lamar, and Hurts. And because I knew I was going up for a higher pick, I actually doubled up on another quarterback earlier than usual. So a lot of times I got Dak as my backup quarterback. And so that's what I did this year. And I think that's actually really helped me out because last year I had Lamar and he went down. And then I resorted to Stafford. And Stafford at the end of the year was not doing well. So doubling up on
Yeah.
quarterback actually is keeping me in a lot more like races and not forcing me to like make a really ambitious move if like anyone got hurt or anything like that. So
yeah.
so that's where I actually flipped it this time. And I think so far I actually might stick to that principle.
Okay. Okay.
Fair enough.
It's viable. It's viable.
But I
One
mean,
thing
other than that,
I did want to talk about
uh,
who is
no, go
wide
ahead.
receiver 1 in Washington.
Curtis
Curtis
Samuel.
Samuel.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Curtis Samuel has taken
High five,
over
Ethan.
the position from McLaurin. There's just the last 2 weeks, he's just been favored so much by Wentz, and it's hard
Well,
to
he's
ignore.
looked good since he's come back from injury.
He's
Oh,
looked
yeah.
very good. So
I mean, I actually want to say another thing. You better stash Dotson now while you can. It's not a flash in the pan.
yes,
Yeah, he's averaged a touchdown a game.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
and also, I think JD McKissick is back to his
yeah, McKissick's
2020
back.
self.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
7 for 54.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's-
he's back to his old. I think you should. He's worthy of a flex spot in
Back on his
in
feet.
most.
7
situations.
targets. Antonio Gibson running the ball wasn't very good, but when you catch
But I mean, their offensive
Two
line
or
is
four.
terrible.
yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Curtis Samuel, 1 carry for 21 yards, 9 targets, 7 catches, 78 and 1.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, he was terrible in the first half as far as fantasy goes. And then it all blew
Yeah.
up in the second half. And that was a waiver pickup I was so thankful for, especially
Yep.
if you had the late DNP, the late out grade from Pittman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
and
gosh, I was so upset about that.
Yeah.
Swift, I did notice was limited.
Yes, he was.
He did kind of sit behind Williams for most of the game. But he still came out on top with a pretty good
Yeah.
production.
When you
with the
average
touchdown, yeah.
when you're averaging 11 yards a carry, that kind of helps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He
Swift
got
is
good
what-
passing work too.
yeah.
They're just trying to keep him healthy, which I
Yeah.
can respect. They're
Yeah.
basically doing the opposite of what the Panthers did with
Mhm.
CMC.
Yeah.
But I was very happy that even when we got an injured Swift, he still
Well,
provided.
but that's something I'm really happy about though,
Yeah.
because that's been the fear is like, oh crap, he's hurt. But
Mhm.
Oh, please
If-
tell me this isn't holding. That was such a good play by Justin Fields.
well, he's past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But
Oh, whoops.
such a great play. You broke the rules. But yeah, I mean, but literally is now they're being efficient with how he's being used, and that makes me super excited because he is that kind of talent.
Yeah.
For Swift. But also shout out to Craig. He got 3 carries,
Craig
4
Reynolds.
touches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out
Oh,
to Craig.
Justin.
Craig.
Even Josh
Uh,
Reynolds had a pretty good day too.
Yeah.
I did want to point out one thing, but more of a lack of one thing. DJ Chark, 4 targets, no receptions, nothing at all.
It's gonna happen. I think
Yeah.
Josh
This is the
Reynolds and
Amon Ra-
Chark.
This is the Amon
Yeah.
Ra St. Brown show.
Yeah,
I know.
this will
I
be-
understand that. It's just
Give it the
it's
program.
discouraging that he had such
Next
a
game.
great week last week, and then he just disappeared off the face of the
Amon
earth.
Ra St.
So,
Brown show.
This is the third
Next-
straight.
Next game.
Third
next
straight.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, a lot of these wide receivers are getting touches. This is the Debo effect.
Exactly. Yeah. And I agree with that. Okay, so moving on to our next matchup,
Woof.
Colts versus Jaguars. I am
Did anyone
happy-
else watch this
Oh,
game? I watched
no,
the whole
I-
game.
Okay.
I didn't.
So
I
I'm
watched the whole
happy.
game.
I'm happy with Lawrence's production in this game.
Dude,
Like,
Lawrence looks
yeah.
sharp. Are we starting
You-
Colts or
let's-
Jags?
Let's start Jags.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's start
end on a
Jags. Let's
depressing
start
note.
Jags.
Okay.
Yeah. James Robinson, 23
He does
touches,
not look
64
good,
yards,
dude.
and a touchdown.
Can I just tell you that he
He
does
didn't.
not look good?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he'll have a moment where he'll look like himself, but that's only if he can get straight north and south. He cannot make a cut to save his life.
Yeah.
No. So if anything, I've been liking his production, But that's the one thing that scares me because I know that's directly involved with the Achilles.
Yeah, he's not ready to be in there. And I think they're just taking such a huge gamble with him.
But 23 carries?
Yeah.
Like that's what's wild to me is like I thought the split would be more 50-50 than this. But they're basically saying James Robinson is the starter.
Is the starter.
And
That's
it's
what
tough
they're
with-
making it look like.
It's tough with ETN too because he looks good, but like the majority of the attempts he got, it just seemed like there was a breakdown with Cam Robinson because he just forgot how to play football. On a couple of plays during the
I just think they need to start using him more in the pass game. I mean, three targets, 3 catches, 33 yards. Like, yeah, I'll take that all day, but like give me more of that.
I think they're just warming him up. Honestly, he might be,
Has to be
leave him
that.
on your bench for the next like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
And then go from there.
I can't start him. Like I literally can't. Like it's not fun to start him right now. I just know maybe it's going to happen. At this point, I'm okay with missing 1 spike week from ETN.
Dude, I just like I imagined you mentally like looking at this man in the face and just like it's just not fun starting you.
It's just not fun. I'm sorry. This is supposed to
like
be
a
a
little
game.
like a little of the league moment.
I just
How
don't
messes
get
some of their fantasy players.
I just don't get it when literally all training camp, all the reports have been being told is like, hey, ETN is your most explosive athlete. And you go, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give you less than
James
15
Robinson.
Exactly. Explain
See,
this.
they just don't-
but he can get north and south.
See, I don't know if they're that confident with Travis Etienne yet. I think he'll get there, but I think they've been riding James Robinson for the last 2.5 years. Well, 2 years.
Yeah, well, and the thing is with that
And-
too is like for 2.5 years, you have to give him 30 touches or
He doesn't become like usable. So
not
like,
a good player.
yeah,
I feel like there should be a problem with that.
Yeah. So I think Travis Etienne will get his share in time, but it is going to take time. So
yeah.
just be patient. Be patient with him. Stash him.
He will have his coming of age.
I would say
but
if you
he
don't
will.
have him, I think he's still such a big enough talent to where he's a trade low candidate.
Yeah.
Especially because you're
Yeah.
going to have a fantasy owner like me tilting on the fact that he's getting less than 15 touches a game.
Yeah.
But
And then you see what he can do, and you're like, "What, Doug?
Yeah.
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 What are you doing, Doug?
This is the Eagles all over again. This is the reason you got fired, Doug."
yeah. No.
Yeah.
No joke.
Also,
No joke.
holy crap, Christian Kirk.
Dude,
Is this gonna be a thing?
It's
I
a
think
touch
it's-
chart.
I think
I'm
it's
telling
gonna-
you, I'm
Is he
telling
gonna
you,
do
it's a
this
touch chart.
consistently?
They are scheming him, bro. So
Yeah.
I
In a
think
weird
they have to I think they're like trying to create a reason for why they're
Yeah.
paying him so much.
is
like,
this what Jalen Rager was supposed to be for Doug Peterson? Because that's what it feels like for Christian Kirk.
Maybe.
oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's interesting. It's
But
interesting
It's honestly
seeing
just
him
getting
produce
crazy
so
at this
much.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing him, producing so much. I don't know what to think of it. I really don't.
I think if he does this for one more week, well, honestly, if you're bold enough and you think you need like a home run hit at the flex,
Mhm.
Christian Kirk seems like that guy. But
I mean, if you're flexing
he's even
Christian
worth
Kirk on your
a wide
team,
receiver too.
jeez. Yeah.
He's even
What
worth a
kind
wide
of
receiver
team do you have
too.
if you're flexing a guy producing this much?
me, because I have Michael Pittman and
Ooh,
Cooper Cup to start.
Ooh.
Not this week. You didn't have
No.
Pittman.
No. Let's see. You want to start with that? Guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm deeply concerned about this Colts team.
Yeah,
Honestly, I wouldn't be. I think
I'm starting to hit the panic button a little
I
bit.
think they're just having chemistry issues because it's basically what I saw this week is more of what happened last week of just things not going their ways and like not being able to figure it out on the offensive line in between like Taylor and the O line and Matt Ryan just getting some awful breaks, but the difference in score for this week, I think, is not having his top two guys.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But it's also like one, just don't start any Colts player in Jacksonville, I guess.
Oh,
It-
Aaron Rodgers sacked.
But
Yeah. If you see the Colts playing the Jaguars, it's a good time to bench your Colts players.
yeah, but then the other thing I'm going is like, well, we've been having this same problem with the Colts team since Andrew Luck left.
Yeah.
So at some point, like we talked about with DJ Moore, that's like, hey, I think it's a coaching issue. Do any of our problems with Colts players with fantasy lie on coaching? Is my question to you guys.
Sorry, what's the question?
So does any of the Colts problems to you feel like coaching?
No, like I said, it just feels more like chemistry to me. I mean, I don't think Frank Reich calls the best game in the NFL,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't put it on coaching.
Okay.
I'm kind
I
of
think
of the
that's-
same mind. I think it's a chemistry issue, but also
We are of one mind.
there's something going on with Matt Ryan. I think he's off. Something's gotten to his head.
That's what I'm
Because the
saying. Like,
last
it's
2
chemistry.
weeks-
He's just trying to fit in, and he's
Yeah,
just not nuzzled in there yet.
The last 2 weeks, he's looked
Awful.
bad,
Yeah.
bad. Like he's been throwing just awful lame ducks everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just not looked good for him. So I'm not. I don't have a lot of hope for this Indy team
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
anymore.
what scares
also
me, what scares
up-
me, yeah.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, I was just saying what scares me is that the last two opponents have been Houston and Jacksonville, and
yeah,
we're
two
having
of
issues.
some of the worst teams.
Two of the
See-
quote unquote worst teams in the NFL. which
Exactly.
I don't agree with that
And
assessment, but
yeah, but that just it makes me want to kind of throw up some red flags when it comes to Jonathan Taylor.
I would
I'm
say
not
just
hitting
give
the
it time.
panic button. I'm
No,
not hitting the panic
No,
button.
give it time.
I'm concerned.
You're
Yeah,
merely
If this
voicing your concern.
continues, if this continues, then I'll be hitting the panic button. Probably
Yeah,
if
'cause
it,
he got
it
what,
continues another 2 weeks.
9.5 points today.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got about 9 points.
Yeah, it was 9
Yeah.
carries, 54 yards, and then 1 target, 1 catch, 9 yards.
Yeah. So I'm not necessarily panicking, but I am concerned.
I might watch
hope
this
AJ
game
Dillon
with-
vultures this.
Okay. So moving on to Buccaneers versus Saints. Another
Oh my
kinda-
gosh.
What a
This was a
great-
snooze fest until
It
the,
was.
like end
What
of
a-
the third quarter.
What
was
a great
awful.
WWE match.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
when
Brady
Okay.
struggled like all
all
stinking
right,
game.
let's start with Bucks.
Yeah, we'll go.
And
Bucks.
okay, and that's something else that's pissed
Aaron
me off,
Jones
too.
touchdown, by the way.
Brady's
Yeah,
my
I saw
no. Anyways, I have AJ Dillon. Anyways,
I know. Same
Brady,
here.
dude, I don't know why he's struggling. I know they're having like injuries and stuff, but
Well,
I don't know what's
so
going on with
Ethan, this is something I said is that you have to remember Tom Brady missed like 15 days of training camp.
Yeah.
That's going to affect things.
so it's just kind of like a wait and see. So
It's a wait and see. If you're expecting quarterback 3 like last year, I don't think it's going to happen yet.
no, yeah.
And on top of that, losing Jensen really hurts. And then you lost both your guards. There was a lot of turnover that no one
Well, I mean, he
almost
only
remembers.
got sacked once.
But it's just still kind of chemistry, either like just knowing
fair.
what they're going to do. Like
I mean, yeah,
Fournette
like
seemed to
Fournette had a
adjust-
terrible day.
Yeah. So
yeah,
Fournette
24
had
carries, 65 yards, and 0 touchdowns. 4 targets, 2 receptions, 9 yards.
I mean, for fantasy
was his
purposes,
stat
it
line.
wasn't the worst.
No,
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't.
Fournette
I think he
numbers.
got like
Fournette,
19 points or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Rashad White, 2 carries, 1 yard, 2 targets, no catches either.
Yeah, not
Um,
much going on
Yeah,
on
he's-
that
he's
side
still
of the
working on-
ball, really.
Dude, Mike Evans looked great until
Oh, he looked great until he started throwing punches. Jeez.
Dude, I saw.
Well,
I was
dude,
like,
it was
what
Him and
the-
Marshawn
someone-
Lattimore got kicked
someone-
out like
someone
three
went on
quarters of the
Twitter
way
and
through the
he's like,
game.
someone went on Twitter and he posted the clip. He's like, "What do you expect? Like Tom Brady's his quarterback." Dude, I lost it.
Well, did you see like what was going on? Like Tom Brady was over there talking crap and then
No,
walked
it
away
was-
while
it was
everybody else
Lattimore.
fought.
It was Lattimore was
I know.
talking tracks to Tom, and you know how Tom is. Like, he's
Yeah,
not gonna
of
just
course.
take that.
Tom doesn't take no crap, but
And then
it's
Lenny
just funny that
was
he's over there
going in.
talking crap and then he goes and just like walks away and lets Mike Evans fight for
Yeah.
him.
He's like,
It's
y'all know
like,
what to do.
okay. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you got my back. But Mike Evans
And the
he
refs
lasted,
didn't even
like,
flag Tom Brady because
Tommy Brady,
It wasn't. It wasn't until Mike Evans literally mauled him
oh yeah,
that they threw
yeah.
a flag.
But
anything
Yeah.
you're leaning from the receiver position for Tampa?
no,
The
it
only
was
thing I would add is they need to
there's
get
a-
Gage more involved. He looks phenomenal. And
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
not-
He had the most targets, so
scheming
I
enough.
would say like maybe like 1 to 2 more targets.
well,
Yeah.
actually, Scotty Miller had the most targets.
Oh, that's right. He
Yeah,
8
Scotty
catch.
Miller.
I
yeah.
mean, yeah,
He only caught 3 of them though.
that's the issue. Well,
But this
I
week
mean-
it was all a dumpster fire on the
Yeah.
Tampa Bay side, their wide receiver,
Yeah.
at least.
I think they're
So-
going to get exponentially better. It's going to be a rough next couple of like 2 to 4 games, I'd say.
and that's been the
Yeah.
story with everybody. It's like there is some aspect of
Yeah.
your team that just has to get figured out.
Well, like everybody, I feel like just did not play during preseason, and so now
Now we're
like,
now
the
you're
first 4
feeling-
weeks of the NFL is literally
They're
just preseason.
exactly. They're
Yeah.
trying to figure it out, and
Preseason with consequences.
unfortunately, yeah, exactly, with consequences.
No benefits.
So I'd like to transition
Yeah.
over to New Orleans now.
Jameis
Jameis.
absolutely fumbled the bag.
Yeah, Jameis
He
gonna
Tossed the
Jameis.
cookie out the window.
He crapped.
Didn't
He
put his
crapped his
contacts in.
pants at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He literally.
He wore his
crapped the
brown
bed.
pants.
He wore his brown pants at the end of the game. It was awful.
Well, he wore them the whole game in preparation
yeah.
of throwing 3 picks in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So
he's back.
I do have to say there were a couple of pretty good performances from New Orleans. Mark Ingram, 10 carries
Yeah,
for
he
60
looked good.
yards.
He looked
pretty
good.
good.
Minus
I
when he
mean,
got absolutely laid
Kamara,
out. But he
Yeah,
looked
but
good.
I mean, without Kamara there, that's a decent stat line.
That is
I'll
pretty
take
it's
it.
pretty good.
Olave had the biggest
oh.
rookie moment of his life.
And
though.
and
I was
he-
gonna say
yeah, no, go
Thir-
ahead. Go ahead.
13 targets. That's something you better keep your eye on.
You
But
can't
that's
ignore.
that's because
Can't ignore
Thomas
it.
is on a snap count. So don't get lulled in by that.
I do want to point out, like, Michael Thomas proved himself a red zone target in this
What-
offense.
And that's
Well,
something
Michael Thomas
yeah.
is still him.
He is.
He's
Yeah,
still that
he
guy.
is.
Yeah, he is
But
Timothy
he,
for
he
the
just doesn't have
for
Drew
the Saints.
Brees passing to him. So,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
you
nine,
know, I-
9 targets again for Michael Thomas is
Yeah.
good. That's
it's really good.
really encouraging.
And to see him have 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks, that's awesome. For people who have
Yeah, good for
sat
him.
on him for the last 2 years.
Except for when he caught
waiting
2
for
against
him
the
to come
Falcons,
back.
which that wasn't fun for
Yeah.
me. But go ahead.
But for those people who have been sitting on him for 2 years waiting for him to come
Oh,
back, this is
Bears O line.
so encouraging. So, but seeing Olave's production, I think that he needs to get more efficient.
Well, so Ethan, I know you talked about the snap count, but oh my goodness,
that was a hit.
is that Kevin King? Yeah, that's
Oh,
Kevin.
no, I'm
Oh,
a little bit behind you guys.
That's Stokes.
Oh,
That's
God.
Stokes.
Okay, it's
Okay.
Oh, it was Stokes. Okay.
So yeah, what I was gonna say is that I know you said that Michael Thomas is on the snap count,
Mhm.
and I get that concern, but I think the Saints just realized they can't use Kamara as much as they are,
Oh God, he
Yeah.
broke his ribs.
and
Anyways,
so that's where I go.
Yeah.
Okay, Olave's still going to be featured in the plans for New
yeah,
Orleans.
I'm not saying he's not going to be taken away when Kamara's back and Thomas isn't on a snap count. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
keep in mind that's 9 targets on a lot of restrictions.
Mhm.
So
And-
he's going to go up. Olave's going to go down, but not taken out of the offense.
Yeah, I agree. I
Oh my gosh, he fumbled it. Okay, he got it back. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
There's so
yeah,
much
you're a
going
little
on.
you're a little behind us.
You're a little
That's why I was
behind.
like, ooh, because yeah, Amari Rogers almost just coughed it up.
Okay, it's family.
All right.
So
Next game?
yeah, moving on to Panthers versus Giants. CMC showed up to work today.
He
Well,
did
at the
kind of,
end, he showed up at the end.
He was kind of
He still showed up though.
I'm a little concerned, personally.
Listen, it only took him a few
Yeah.
years to get that milk back.
and
He came.
and the biggest issue is I only see 5 targets, and
Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
maybe Baker is just going deeper more, like when he's going drop back.
Oh yeah, they're trying to stretch the field.
I know they're trying to stretch the field, but like
which is good.
good and bad. Here's why. Because right now, by you continuing to stretch the field, you have people playing back for it, which is good. It helps for CMC running the ball. But what you're not doing is not helping DJ Moore whatsoever. And so even though he did good, that's like the issue I'm seeing is like I think I need to see like at least 2+ more targets from CMC. And I actually really do think Carolina is like just there. They are literally so close to being a really efficient offense. It's just getting that gear to start going again.
Yeah. They're like the Falcons right now, basically.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Oh, there goes Aaron Jones.
I also like on the other side of the ball, Saquon. Saquon did a very good job today.
Saquon had a consistent game, yeah.
Yeah, it was decent production.
But again,
great.
From the last 2 years, that's what you want to see. I'll gladly take that.
Also, Sterling Shepard. I think is solidifying his role.
He's wide receiver
in that offense. Yeah, and I think he's starting to solidify his role with Jones.
The dabble effect is here.
I like it. I like it because he's looking good. I mean, he's getting volume, which is, it's what I look for.
Just wish it was Kadarius Toney
players. Yeah, I know. A lot of people invested a lot in Kadarius Toney last year,
and a lot of people feel really stupid right now.
Yeah, traded for him, did everything they could to get him because he was so explosive at the beginning of the year, and then the last couple of games, they were just like, no, we're actually shopping him around. We don't want him anymore. And now
he slept with coach's
it's kind of been a love-hate relationship. Yeah,
it's
kind of been a love-hate relationship with him.
Metaphorically, of course.
So
we don't know where he sits.
I have a question for you guys. Is Richie James a streaming candidate for you? Nah. Okay.
No.
I just think it's the second time 5+ targets. I'm intrigued.
I mean, if he keeps doing it, if he does it,
maybe
over the next 2 or 3 weeks, I might change my mind. But
yeah, it's going to take some consistency from him over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm also I'm still concerned about DJ Moore. Yes, he scored, put up a respectable number, but literally 3 of 6 targets, 43 yards.
Yeah.
You got to do something to help him out.
Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield has broken DJ Moore.
No, I think Carolina has broken DJ Moore.
No, because in all of his time there in Carolina.
No, Steve Smith broke DJ Moore way back when he was a rookie, and he asked if he should start him on his fantasy team.
He was quarterback proof all through his years there. And then all of a sudden Baker comes here and he seems like he's struggling a little bit.
I wouldn't say he's been quarterback proof. I honestly wouldn't. And because I mean, you go in like, hey, that's like a decent stat line at the end of the year. But if you're going week to week, you're like, dude, DJ Moore's the best receiver on your team. Why aren't you using him more? And that has been his story since his rookie year.
It's because CMC is the bro for Baker, and Baker's for the homies only.
Yeah,
let's
look at his history. Let's look at his history.
He hasn't scored over 4 touchdowns in his entire career.
Yeah, but he has been consistently, like, no matter who's been at the helm, like if you look at his position when it comes to the whole year in his fantasy team, he has ranged between 23 and 18. So he hasn't been great, but he's been a consistent player all throughout that. And he's had multiple different quarterbacks over that
I
time.
guess maybe my frustration is that he's someone with the talent who can be top 10. And I'll even say a top 5. And
He has the right quarterback, yeah.
And just has not been able to be given that opportunity. But 2 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
But I think that's a good place to leave it on
Yeah.
the DJ Moore sucks. All right,
So
next.
yeah, DJ Moore sucks. So our other matchup, Pats and Steelers. Steelers kind of crap the bed.
Toilet bowl. There's
It
really
was-
not even anything to say about this.
There's not a whole lot to say. I do want to say
Here you go. Mac
um,
Jones didn't look terrible.
Yeah.
And Aguilar was surprisingly good.
well, see, I was gonna say Mac Jones has probably found his wide receiver 1, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
I really think so. Like he targeted him 13 times today.
Yeah. That's actually
13
insane.
times.
That's
Like,
literally insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're
Like,
efficient running the ball too, so it looked like
Oh,
they
yeah.
were.
Damian Harris was.
They
Even
were.
Ramondre was good too.
I mean, somewhat. I mean, as far
Ramondre
as-
was all right.
It's just
Go ahead.
the issue with Ramondre is we need more opportunity. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the issue. So Ramondre is a good person to stash because if Damian Harris gets hurt, then all systems go Ramondre. But as I say, if you're stuck between Damian Harris or Ramondre, by all means, it's Damian Harris right now. It's not close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, on the other end, like with the
On the-
Steelers, it was just
Yeah, go
Najee
ahead.
couldn't do enough to win the game for him.
Yeah.
Najee couldn't do
I mean-
jack. And Freiermuth was
He looked good.
pretty decent production. I mean,
Yeah.
4 for 22 and a touchdown. That's decent for a tight end. I mean, he
Decent but that's a
Probably top
second
20
straight game
games.
of 7+ targets. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that. If I was a
Yeah.
Freiermuth owner,
I mean, I think he's a top 10, potentially top 10 tight end this year, which
I mean that's
if he keeps this
yeah.
consistency up.
Easily.
Deontay Johnson didn't look great, but Pitt as a whole didn't. look
He was
great.
okay.
yeah, he was
He
okay.
was okay.
Wasn't
I
the
mean,
greatest, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't his
So-
best matchup, but he's
Okay.
still
I have
far
a
and away the best receiver. on
honest
the team.
question for you guys.
Yeah. Go
It's
ahead.
not a matter of if; it's going to be a matter of when. When Kenny Pickett takes over the starting job, how, does that change your expectations for the Steelers' skill players?
Yes.
You think it goes way up or way down?
I need to see
I don't
him
think it
play.
goes way up, but I think it goes up.
I need to see him play in this offense. So I have no clue. I don't know.
It's almost Kenny Pickett time, just like
Yeah,
it's almost
it's
time
getting-
for somebody
it's getting-
else coming up.
I think it's
But-
getting close because this is the second time the Steelers' offense has been there, but hasn't really done anything.
Mhm.
And so and especially, I think that was Lazard. Oh, I didn't start Lazard. I started
Touchdown.
I started Rexhead. Why? Why?
Dude,
Yeah.
why did you start?
You know who
Rexhead?
because
you know
because
who I started over I started Antonio Gibson over Amon Ra.
Oh, Ryan, you've committed a sin.
Oh no,
It was in one of my
hurts.
it was in one of my throwaway leagues. I was like,
Oh,
it was like 11:59
Ryan,
and
go
I
sit
was
in the
going
corner.
I was panicking and I was like I need to set my lineup and I took Amon Ra St. Brown out.
Oh, that's painful.
And then it locked.
That's
and I
even
was like,
worse. That's even worse.
No. I was like,
It's worse
"Ah."
that you took him
Yeah.
out than you not putting him in.
Yeah. So yeah, I know. I committed a sin.
Yeah, my issue was I didn't have a backup plan if Lazard was out, so I kind of
Hey,
I was like stuck with Rexhead.
Pay your tribute to the
Wow.
church.
Yeah, but
I'll go
but yeah,
confess my
but
sins right
going
now.
back to Trubisky, the Steelers'
Take the
offense has
one.
kind of sputtered. Even though, and the thing is, they
Yeah,
got 20
yeah.
points, like 23 points last week, but that should have been way more when you get 5 turnovers
Yeah. Well,
against
they need
this team.
TJ Watt. Without TJ Watt and no Kenny Pickett,
and Minka.
this team's gonna struggle.
They need
Struggle,
a
struggle.
leader They need a leader to rally this offense because they have the pieces in place.
That's
They
why
just need a leader.
that's why I'm thinking it's Kenny Pickett time sooner than later.
Yeah. So just for all of our viewers out there, what's your estimation? What week is he going to be coming in?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm going 7.
I gotta see when Pittsburgh's bye week is. Does anyone
Bye
know?
week. Here, I can look
it's
it up
week
right here.
9.
It's week.
10?
Okay, I'm gonna say it. I think it's going. Let's see. Cleveland Jets, Buffalo, Tampa. Oh God, there's not a good.
Yeah, it's week 9.
I'm gonna say
It is week 9. Hey,
Yeah.
let's go.
I'm gonna say week 10. I think he takes over after
10.
the bye week.
Okay. That's a solid stretch too.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's
So-
they have a gauntlet. I did not realize it, but they have
Yeah.
a gauntlet coming up.
So, okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next matchup.
Okay, we got some.
Seahawks. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say we got something to talk about for this one.
There's not much to talk about with
Seahawks
Seahawks
versus
San Fran
Niners.
either.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the one glaring thing with San Francisco, but other than that, like, dude, can we wait? Which side of the ball do you want to talk about first?
I-
Let's talk about the Seahawks first
Yeah,
because I know we got a lot
Okay.
to talk about. On
I
Sunday.
hate Geno Smith. Geno Smith is ruining DK Metcalf, and it's offensive.
Yeah, I
So-
agree. Geno Smith looked like absolute dog poo.
there's
out
one
there.
thing I hope for with DK, especially after the contract extension, but it's just clear to me that they will just not do this, and that is setting up plays for DK. They didn't do it during Russ, and they're not doing it now, and it's upsetting because DK is your best receiver on the field, and the
Yeah.
fact that you can't manufacture anything for him is downright repulsive.
Yeah,
Yep,
ought to
For
feel
sure.
ashamed. They ought to feel ashamed.
they should. And their use of Rashad Penny and Kenneth Walker, they really did not rush them
Trash.
very much. They
Trash.
did not hardly use them
No.
at all.
Trash.
Yeah,
Like they were
but
playing catch up. Of course,
Yeah,
they were
I-
playing catch up the whole game. So
that's
This is
what
Pete
I'll
Carroll's
attribute.
last season. Hot
I'm
take.
sorry, what did you
And
say?
then I'm done with the
Interesting.
Seahawks. I said this is Pete Carroll's last season. That's my hot take, and I'm done with the Seahawks.
Ooh. You
Because
think he trades away Russ and the owners are like, no, we're done with you.
because then
Listen,
there's-
Listen, you cost us a Super Bowl. You lost us our franchise player, and you're old. So
I mean, it may be a forced retirement or something like that. But like
Yeah.
that's where I do find that to be interesting because now there is no excuse for Pete Carroll. It's like, hey, you got what you wanted. You traded Russ. What's
Yeah.
next?
you suck.
But
Anyways, back to the Niners.
they were just playing catch up. So I'm not potentially worried. I think you do have to be worried for Rashad Penny and Kenneth Walker if they get behind. But
Yeah.
that's where you're going to have to play the matchup.
Yeah, that's really all I have to say about Seattle. Tyler
Yeah.
Lockett had a good game, but I think it was
It's
just,
not going
Flash
to be
in the
they were
pan.
playing,
Yeah, it's flash in
they
the
were playing
pan.
catch up. Yeah. They were playing catch up. Trey Lance, sad face. He is out for the season.
Yeah,
This hurts. This really
Which-
hurts.
literally,
Out for the
this is
season.
literally like Josh texted me when it happened. He's like, "Yeah, like, what do you think it is?" And I texted him immediately. I'm like, "Dude, it's a compound fracture. Like, he's probably
Yeah.
done for the year." And then
Yeah.
what was it, like 30 minutes later?
And boom,
It-
broken ankle
the
out for the year.
Article came out. I'm like, "Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I've seen that hit in real life enough to know what that injury
Yeah,
was."
if you've been around football long enough, you know exactly what it is basically. I
Yep.
just feel so bad because it was like, all right, Trey Lance is finally going to get his chance. Gets stuck in the monsoon last week. You don't really know what he's going to be, and then
Yeah.
early in the game, boom, ankle goes, and you're just like, ugh.
You just get trapped under somebody and you're
it's just
compound fracture in your ankle
it's-
and you're done.
terrible to see. I feel awful for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope
Yeah.
he's able to bounce back because he's got a lot of talent and I actually do like the kid a lot.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's uber talented. This is also, I think this game is also exhibit A why the Niners kept Jimmy G.
Yeah, and I commend the 49ers for signing him. Like,
Yeah.
man, that was luck that this happened, what, 2 or 3 weeks after he got signed? It was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
wasn't
literally
it?
like that. But the fact that he was able to kind of get back into the swing of things with
Yeah.
literally almost no training camp with them,
Mhm.
that says a lot
Yeah.
about Jimmy G. So, I mean, it sucks.
He
for
didn't throw the
Trey.
game waste, and that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean,
Jeff Wilson, surprising.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about 2 rushers there.
Yes, bring him up because I think it's interesting.
Jeff Wilson, 18 carries for 84 yards, no touchdowns, and his longest was 15 yards.
Jeff
But
Wilson's
if you
efficient.
look over, yeah, he's very efficient. But if you look at Tyrion Davis-Price, it is exactly opposite of that. 14
Yeah, he
carries
did
for
not look
33
good.
yards.
He did not look good.
Well,
But one of those runs was for 20 yards.
yeah, that's bad.
So 13 rushes for 13 yards.
That's pretty bad.
That's awful.
But there's one thing I do want to kind of make light of is that Tyrion Davis-Price got attempts over Jordan Mason.
Yeah.
Which that shouldn't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
But he's not there yet.
Yeah,
no,
he's not there. And I think they're going to probably lean on Wilson quite a bit. Him and Debo. I think they're definitely going to use Debo like he was.
And then, Ayuk's coming of age.
Yep.
I've been talking about it all offseason.
Ayuk got quite a few targets.
Yep, but get ready to start Ayuk. Like, I think Ayuk and Debo are going to be they're going to be in the mix
Both
of things.
of them will be fine.
Yeah.
I would say
I think Russell Wilson is a streaming flex position.
That is a very interesting take that you're talking about Russell Wilson.
He meant Jeff Wilson, but it's
Jeff Wilson. Oh my gosh.
He's a
I can't believe I said Russell Wilson.
Jeff
Wilson is a streaming flex candidate.
Yes, absolutely. But with Debo, don't be afraid with the fact that he's going to get fewer wide receiver targets. He's going to get the carries. This is it basically last year's happening all over again.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it. It hasn't fully clicked yet, but like literally it's Jimmy G now. Like there is no going back from today.
Yeah.
So
just ride it out and enjoy it. And
Yep.
if you drafted Elijah Mitchell, you're a fool and you deserve to be shamed.
I got him in the 9th round. I was okay with that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much right. I got him too in my league. So it's like, whatever. I've got it.
Okay. So moving on to our next one.
All right, Ethan.
I'm gonna give our resident Falcons fan 2 minutes.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah. So I mean, this was a really good one. Falcons Rams. It's just Mariota is making so many mistakes, and I was telling Josh before the show, like it's almost Desmond Ridder time. Like I thought Algier looked pretty good. I think the dichotomy between Patterson and Algier splitting attempts was really good. Both of them looked solid. It's just Mariota was making so many mistakes, getting them behind the chains. And I mean, that turnover in the red zone before halftime when you're down 14-3 just broke their back. Yep. And then I'll open it up to everyone else on what you thought. I mean, I watched the whole game. I thought it was great, other than Mariota is just absolutely fumbling the bag. Like at the end of the game too, he's got one-on-one Kyle Pitts in their backup corner on the outside to win the game. And he throws it over the middle against Jalen Ramsey, and he overthrows a 6'3" wide receiver in double coverage. And it's like, dude, I don't understand how Mariota overthrows so many of these receivers who are 6'4" plus. I just don't understand what's wrong with him, why he's struggling so much.
I find it interesting. I think I said this to you randomly one time. I was like, why does Mariota look like a completely different quarterback than what he was in college? Like the mechanics are completely different.
And it just doesn't look natural for him.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's almost like the whole thing of Tebow. It's like, hey, your mechanics don't look natural like at all. Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
really weird. But
I will say Drake London is here.
yes. Okay. But can we talk about one other thing before Drake London?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to panic button alarm, where are we on Kyle Pitts?
Probably like a 4.
I'm not too panicked on it.
They're still
Being
trying to
an
figure out the team.
owner, being an owner of Kyle Pitts, he's on my team. I'm not panicking too much because I know that the explosiveness is there. I think he just needs to they need to bring in a quarterback that will
What he
favor
needs to get on the same page with
that.
Mariota, because like I said, here at the end of the
Yeah.
game, Kyle Pitts is 1-on-1, and he was beating him over the top. Like if Mariota had laid it out to the back of the end zone, this might be a different score.
Well, and they had a chance to connect on like a 30 or 40-yard touchdown that Pitts would have had if Mariota would have thrown it. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
was
just
it was a lame duck that landed a little too close. Like
It's
was
just-
a little short. So
it's just really weird when you like, hey, I have this like alien over here who can catch anything within like a 30-mile radius, and you're
And
going,
he throws it 35.
no, and like no, and then just throw and like just doesn't throw it to him. Like I think eventually maybe the emphasis for Arthur Smith is going to be like, I have to get Kyle Pitts involved. I think that's very much in discussion, but it's like,
well, they proved last year
And-
you get him involved, this offense works.
And
Yes.
you know,
Does.
I don't put this loss on the defense because they're put in such
bad
just
spots.
yeah, like horrible situations because like I said, like Mariota throws that pick right before halftime and they're already inside the 10-yard line and you have Cooper Kupp. So,
Yeah.
And then other than that though,
And-
I thought they played really good football defensively, other than just being in such terrible positions and Mariota fumbling the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job. They just couldn't finish the game. They couldn't do it.
No, it's
Couldn't
not
pull
that
it
they
out.
couldn't. It's not that they couldn't finish because they played so strong at the end.
Yeah.
It's that Mariota made too many mistakes early
yeah.
on
It's like you
to win that game.
you just at some point too much is too much.
I mean, they
Yeah.
were down 28-3 towards the end of the third quarter, and like even the announcers made it, it's like, is this where they break the 28-3 curse? And I mean, they
Almost
almost
did,
did, but no.
I
But
mean,
it's like I said, they just made too many
Yeah.
mistakes, and and it didn't shake out their way.
yeah.
Yeah.
On the other
So
Well, and before we go to the other side, it's
Yeah.
almost Desmond Ritter time.
almost
And we
as
need to talk
maybe,
about that.
maybe.
and Drake London spares
He's here.
putting him in your lineup.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a solid flex. consideration.
He's even a wide receiver 2 consideration for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had to put him
he's
in
getting
as
there.
my wide receiver too because of hashtag Pittman,
Yeah.
but he'll be staying in my lineup, I
Yeah.
think.
So on the other side of the ball, Cam Akers
Yeah,
outsnapped Darrell Henderson
and looked awful still.
15-10.
Yeah,
Still looked
so-
bad.
I mean, he got the same yardage, but with
Yeah,
5 and more carries.
I
So,
think this week was Cam Akers. You better prove it to us. Now,
Yeah.
I still think part of the issue is that the Rams O-line still, but
They look
I-
good in pass pro, but
yeah, I mean, obviously in pass pro, but like as far as running the ball, like that's where I think that might be the issue, part of it, because I mean, even Darrell Henderson
I
didn't
don't
have the
know,
greatest
dude.
game today.
The Falcons defense looks good. Like if they can like nip in the butt some of these turnovers and just bad positioning that the offense is getting them into. Because I mean, even at the start of the game, their first drive, they miss a field goal, and then they come out next drive, they don't convert on a 4th and 2. And it's like they're already playing with that. That's where the first 2 touchdowns came for the Rams.
And
Is
that-
they started at midfield both times.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happened to the Ravens today. Is the Ravens couldn't get a 3rd or 4th and inches or to save their life. So yeah,
So I mean, if you look at this game from that optic of like, if Atlanta hits that field goal, and doesn't like turn the ball over in the red zone, Atlanta wins this game.
Yeah.
It-
Like
Yeah.
that's just
Look.
that's how it is.
Sometimes that's how the oblong ball bounces.
Right. So that's why, like, if you're a Falcons fan, I would not panic because this is a good team. Like, this is a
Mhm.
good football team. They just need to get Mariota to pony up and stop
They need to
throwing it
figure out
away.
some crap.
Yeah.
They need to figure it out.
They need to figure out how to get
how's-
Mariota some ice.
Okay, question for you guys. How's Allen Robinson for you guys?
Hey, boy.
So he 5 targets, 4 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. Solid.
Yeah,
It was
I'm not
all
worried
right.
about him.
It
I'm
was
not
all
worried about
they
it.
It was
ski.
all right.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him. I think it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
just more. He's going to be on that touch chart more.
Yeah.
Higbee though.
So
Higbee was
Higbee,
Yeah.
Higbee's different.
Higbee flashes every 2.5 weeks.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
And
yeah, that was very
And, Cup is
encouraging
Cup.
though.
Yeah,
he's
Cup
going to
is
get
Cup.
injured,
Yeah.
but Cup is Cup. He's going to get injured.
Cup
but
is always
Cup.
going, yeah. He's always going to get stuff. He's gonna be used and utilized.
And abused.
That's
and
what-
abused.
Speaking of
okay,
someone getting
so you guys
abused.
good with Falcons and Rams?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and
Speaking
I'm
of
good.
people getting abused,
Joe Burrow.
poor Joey B. Bengals versus Cowboys.
Hey.
Joey B got sacked
Hey.
6
Cooper
times.
Rush.
Am I right?
think-
Am I right on the Bengals?
What?
I feel right on the Bengals. Like I don't think
I don't think it's time to panic. I think it's I'm concerned, but I don't think it's panic time for
Yeah,
Joey B.
I just
No,
don't know what's going on.
they're
with them.
they're slugging it out right now, but they have so much talent that they can get 17 points. It'd be a struggle, but they can get it.
Yeah.
My issue, and again, it's always been it's coaching. And I still feel that way about the Bengals. I think they just caught everyone by surprise. I think Jamar Chase last year caught everyone by surprise. And now
Yeah.
that you have an off season and more games for it to figure out, this is what's going to happen.
I think
now
people
when
are
you have to figure out what adjustments are you going to make.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. I think
Yeah.
they just figured out, and Cooper Rush had himself a day.
Yeah, but
Cooper
I mean,
Rush definitely had himself a day. Definitely.
yeah, I was about to say it was 19-31, 235 and 1. Did pretty solid. Also, I guess week 1 was a fluke for Tony Pollard.
Oh yeah, he looked solid. In
Yeah.
this game.
This was awesome.
7 targets.
I kind of reached. Yeah, I kind of reached a little bit and put him in my lineup, and I'm thankful that I did because it benefited me quite a bit. But I don't know if this is going to be a week over week thing for him.
I think it will for Pollard.
I think they're
I
going to have to.
think he'll get used. But I don't know if he's going to be getting 7 targets every game. I just don't know.
I'll be honest. It really depends on when Michael Gallup comes back. Because if Michael Gallup has any anything of a setback when it comes to recovery,
Ooh, Fields is sacked.
yeah, who's the next guy? Because Tolbert hasn't really necessarily been the answer. But then again, he's kind of trial by fire at the moment, so I can't really fault him. It has to be Pollard. It has to be Zeke.
Yeah, but I mean, look at what happened this week. Noah Brown,
Yeah, he came
5
out of
for
nowhere.
91 and a touchdown
I-
and 5 targets. So
That's
there's
what happened
people on
last
that
week.
roster that can show up. Yeah, there's people on that roster that can show up,
Poor
but
CD.
it's being consistent. I mean, he got 11 targets.
I'm happy about that
CeeDee
because
Lamb,
he just wasn't getting looked at last week. And I think that was infuriating. But the fact that CD was getting 11 targets, now it's like, all right, CD, you got to do the thing. So
Yeah.
but
You got to do the thing with the thing, and that's that game.
yeah, but
so Mixon looked all right. He didn't have great production.
And
he did
Dallas
get work in the
defense is
passing
solid.
game. Yeah, and Jamar Chase kind of got smothered, but he still got 9 targets.
T.
And
Higgins,
T. Higgins looked like a stud out there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Coming
he's
off of that
concussed, but he can
injury
still
last
catch the
week.
football.
Oh my!
Exactly.
Mama, there goes that man.
He doesn't know where he is, but he can catch a football. Yeah.
See-ball,
So
catch
Tyler
ball.
Boyd kind of dropped off a little bit. only 2 targets, but
Honestly, that's
I think
probably
he'll
what
be
they're
fine over
telling
time.
T Hig on the sideline. Like he's probably walking around confused. They're like, T Hig, you see that brown thing? Yeah. All you got to do
Yeah,
is just hold
grab
it,
catch that. Catch that.
grab it,
Yeah.
just catch
Grab
it. He's like, like this, and he
He's like,
goes off and scores a
okay.
touchdown. It's like, yeah, that's great.
Yep, this is
Yep,
exactly
just like that.
You know, in Forrest Gump, where they had the run, Forrest, run, and then they're like,
Yeah.
stop, Forrest.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
like that.
No, but
Okay.
Hey, we've got 2 games left, boys. We're
We got 2
Nice.
games left. We're almost done.
let's ride.
Yeah.
ugh,
Okay. Houston, Denver. Houston,
Yo.
Denver.
what is happening?
Dude, this is supposed to be a powerhouse in the West, and they look like a powerhouse in the. I don't even know where
Yeah.
they suck.
I don't know
I
what's.
don't
I
know
just don't know what's going
on.
on. Yeah, Javante only gets four targets, but 15 carries, 75 yards. So if you had no idea who the best back of the
I
two,
think it's just chemistry, dude. It's like
it
they look
is
like the
chemistry.
Colts.
They look, yeah,
Yeah.
they just have more talent than the Colts at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
But like
And-
it's
Bro, my boy Eric Saubert, he got drafted by the Falcons. We let him go. Whoops, he got a touchdown today.
oh, at least
good for
Cortland
him.
Sutton did something.
Yeah, just 7
Yeah.
for 122, whatever.
11 targets. That's a nice sight to see.
Well, and on the other side of the ball, Nico Collins, 9 targets. That I'm surprised by. Like I
That
didn't see
doesn't
him
surprise
used
me
very much.
because at the end of last season, him and Cooks were like Davis Mills go-to. So it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
a continuation from last year on that.
Yeah,
And
definitely a
then-
continuation.
Pierce
And then
got
Davis
15
Mills-
carries. Oh,
Dude,
go ahead.
Davis Mills is a touchdown away from being fantasy relevant at QB.
I
Yeah,
100% agree.
for sure. For sure.
So keep your eye on him.
Yeah, he's a
and
definite
do you know
streamer.
that? Oh, sorry. This is going back to the Lions, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, if he gets 8 receptions in the next game, he's going to break a record for having having 8 or more receptions in a certain amount of games. Like there's
Wow.
only 2 people that have two other people. 2 or
NFL
3
record or
people.
Lions record?
It's an NFL record.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Good
gonna
for
have to
him.
look it up.
Look.
I think Michael Thomas has that record.
Ah,
It's
Ooh, it's
tied
a
between like 2 or
Thomas
3
record.
people, or he tied it. So there's 3 people now.
Sun Dog.
So, I'll have to look that
Sun
up.
God has that dog in him.
Yeah.
Sun God for the win. We're all going to be
Yeah,
watching
Sun
Detroit
God.
next week, and that's something we're never going to say again.
Look.
So
All I have to say is, if I probably need to buy myself an Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey that has Sun God on the back, that would be dope.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So
we're going to see you walking around and be like, who the heck is Sun God?
Who the heck is Sun
Judy
God?
left with an injury. So Judy
Oh.
left with an injury.
Shoulder injury.
Didn't see
yeah.
a whole lot
Oh,
of him.
yikes.
Don't know what's going on, but
Trade
Sutton
for-
finished with
in
a
fact.
Trade for
good
Sutton.
stat. Yeah, Sutton finished with a great stat line. 11 targets, 7 receptions, and
I don't know, as like
122
You
yards.
know, as me and you, Ryan, being from Colorado, like I hope that
Yeah.
Denver figures it out. I mean, obviously, it's not like
Yeah.
we're diehard Denver fans, but that's my hometown team, so I hope they figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to think they will at some point.
Yeah,
It's a matter
they'll
of
get it.
it's just clunky for lack
This
of
is
a better
this
word.
is their preseason. Russell Wilson didn't
Yeah.
play at all during
Yeah.
the preseason. He's
Uh,
figuring it out.
We're all happy about Damian Pierce getting 15 carries.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
everybody like.
Oh, big
Yeah.
run, Aaron Jones. Sorry.
Yeah, my phone died, so I can't watch the game anymore. All right, let's go to the last one because I'm gonna go down and charge my phone and finish the game before I have to go to work.
Oh,
Stop
that's
reacting! I
savage.
want to watch
He's-
too. Arizona, Las
No,
Vegas.
he's
okay?
celebrating. He's celebrating on their bench. Like he's on Chicago's bench, and he's over there celebrating. Like
So
oh,
fifth
Ooh.
grader,
savage.
4'2",
Okay.
Kyler Murray found a way to pull it out in overtime.
well, did you
think
see how
that's-
did you see how
I
the game
think-
end?
I think that's all
Yeah, the
we
scoop and
need for
score.
that. I think that's all we need for that is
No, we
toddler
need to
Kyler
talk
Murray.
about Zach Ertz
Yeah,
being the top targets, 8 for 75.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hopefully that keeps
Yeah.
up.
Yep. I am hoping that keeps up because I have him in one of my leagues.
Yeah,
and
I started
was
him and I looked
panicked.
earlier and it was 0 points. I'm like, crap. Well, that's
Oh,
my luck.
Yeah.
And then
And
I
then
look
he
at the end of
just
the game and I'm like,
exploded.
Yeah,
hold
he
on.
leaned. Yeah, Kyler
Ooh.
leaned on him later on in the game.
I mean,
Hopefully
So,
he has it
like,
figured out that
um,
Zach Ertz equals success.
yeah, you also like to see Hollywood Brown getting 11 targets, but he only got 68 yards out of it.
Yeah.
George,
1 yard
however,
away
did
from being
solid.
great.
Oh, I see
1
what you
yard
did
away
there.
from
Also,
being great. Yeah.
Waller.
Yeah, Waller was.
6 for 50 and a touchdown.
Yeah. Also, what the heck happened to
That's
Devontae
crazy.
Adams?
I think he
I don't know. He caught that
just got
touchdown
smothered, man.
and then
Yeah.
just
Yeah, 2 catches, 12 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
sorry,
I don't know,
Devontae
man.
owners.
Ooh,
They just
ooh,
keyed
ooh.
off of him.
AJ Dillon just
Yes.
fumbled, Ethan.
God, of course
No
he did.
kidding.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
He got about a 10-yard run, so you're good.
This is why I hate you guys.
So Renfro had a pretty decent stat line, 7 for 58, but he also had a fumble, man.
2 fumbles,
that
actually.
last fumble of the game.
Got him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I know that last fumble of the game, they ran that back for a touchdown.
And
for
yeah,
the
that
win.
literally. I mean, I like to see the 10 targets from Hunter Renfro. I was literally saying, like, Renfro is just overthinking.
Yeah.
And that's what the first game
is.
looked like. And now, I mean, oh no.
Oh, AJ
no.
Dillon
Actually fumbled.
he actually did fumble.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I don't believe
That was
you.
sloppy. That was sloppy, man.
I don't believe you, and I'm bringing it up.
Oh,
No.
he did.
Oh no, he actually did.
And he lost it. He lost it too. Wait, did he?
No.
Did he get it back?
Oh, that was
he
not
fumble.
him.
No,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it was just a. Oh yeah, he definitely.
That looked
lost
like
it.
Rogers. He didn't place
Rogers.
it very
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it wasn't placed well at all.
He placed it like under his arm, like not right here where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Oh, did it just hit him and drop? Did they get it back though?
No, they didn't get
it hit him,
Bears
but
got
it
it.
was like Rogers's arm was like right here when he was like passing it off.
Yeah.
So it like hit
And
his
you
ribs.
said the Bears got it.
Yeah, Bears
Yeah,
got
the
it.
Bears recovered it.
Hey, how
Um,
about them Bears?
How about them Bears?
The Bears.
Okay, so
The Bears.
y'all, that's all we got for our
Review.
week 2 review. Please like and subscribe this YouTube channel. Follow us on all of our social media pages: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Last Place FP. We're always posting updates there, any news
We're
or
doing our best.
anything. I make sure to try to keep up with it and post it on our social media. So be sure to follow us. And that's our week 2 review.
Yeah.
Y'all
We
have
did
a
it.
great week. We will see you in a couple
Sorry,
of days.
fantasy sucked this week,
Yeah.
everyone. There's no consistency.
Yeah, no, there is not. We
Good
will
luck.
see you guys in a couple of days
I hope you won.
for our news and injuries.
No,
News
not-
and injuries podcast.
Well, and then week 3 preview will be coming
Oh,
up.
our week 3
soon.
preview. Sorry, our week 3 preview comes up before that. So
Yes,
we'll be
I will be here
previewing
for
week
that.
3.
I will not
Nice.
be here for injuries. So
All right, guys. Well, you have a great week. We'll see you in a couple of days.